We're actually going to create on this call. You're going to create your own chat script. I'm going to give you a framework, as I usually do. I'm going to give you a framework, and I want you to leave with your own thing filled out, so you know there's no excuse why you can't go out and start sending out a DM and you have your whole script in front of you. Cool. Y'all excited about that? All right. So this is what we call the DM funnel, and the DM funnel is this is the process that we're going to use to actually start getting clients, right? To book appointments. So the whole purpose of this is to book appointments. The purpose of this is not to get clients. It's to book appointments, not to get clients. You might want to write that in your notes. Nobody's going to put their credit card in the DM. Okay? So focus on getting them on a strategy session or consultation call in the DM. Okay? So understand that that's the goal. All right, so let's start off with number one. So number one, very first thing is you got to know what makes a lead qualified. What makes a lead qualified? So the reason is you have to be very clear on who's qualified. Right? Who's qualified? When I first started working with coaches and speakers, anybody who ever had a thought of becoming a coach and speaker or speaker, I was like, come on in, I can help you. If you just had a thought in your mind, I'm like, if you thought about it 10 years ago, one time, I was like, qualified, right? And I get it, because he's like, I'm just trying to get some people in, and I help everybody. But you got to understand that if you really start bringing in people that aren't qualified based on your standards or based on who you want to work with, that's going to present problems to you down the road. So you gotta be clear on what makes somebody qualified. So for example, what makes somebody qualified to be part of the PCS program, right? So, because everybody's familiar with that. So I'm gonna give you that example, right? So what makes somebody qualified? One, you have to already be on this path. Meaning you got to already be coaching and speaking, or you have to at least already been given free advice or doing it unofficially, is what I like to call. You got to already be on this path. Right? Like, it can't be the first time you thought about doing this has been when we had the consultation call. That can't be the first time you thought about it. Right? This had to be something that you was going to do with or without me. Well, the second thing is, once you know what makes them qualified, you have to send a friend request. Send a friend request. Why do you think it's important to send a friend request and not just start sending random people messages? Why is it important? Facebook, Instagram, why shouldn't we just be sending people random messages? That's why it's important when we say put out content, that's why it's important, because when you send a friend request, people are going to look at your profile. And if what you have is relevant to what they need or what they've been looking for, they're going to follow you. So now, at a minimum, even if you start a chat conversation with them, they'll at least have an opportunity to see your content at some point. So it might not be today. It might be 13 months from now, right? And this is something that you need to track. A lot of y'all saying, yo, I'm not getting people following or liking my stuff or engaging. It's just not enough people in your market that know you exist. That's all it is. They just don't know you exist yet. So number three, once you get the friend request popping, all right, this is where we connecting with our favorite people in the world. Our favorite people in the world is our audience. Let's talk to them. Right. So the next thing is, I want you to send a relevant Message. A relevant message. Send a relevant message. Coach, what you mean relevant message? Relevant message in terms of however they engage with you is how you want to start the message off. And I'm going to show you an example of what this looks like. But however they engage with you. So for example, if they follow me back, I can start off the conversation like, hey, thanks for connecting or thanks for following. If they join my Facebook group or if they like my page, hey, thanks for liking my page. Thanks for joining my Facebook group, right? If they comment, hey, thanks for commenting. You feel what I'm saying? Like start off the initial, because they, people are skeptical of bots, right? People know that bots exist, right? So they want to know that they're talking to a real person and it's not something that's automated. So make it relevant, that first message. What is script? The chat conversion script. Use the chat conversion script. We're getting ready to go through what the chat conversion script is right now. But use the chat conversion script. Once you send that initial message. All right, the chat conversion script. So let's go over here and we're going to share. All right. All right, boom. So, all right, so this is the chat conversion script. Let me make sure that I send it to everybody first. So, boom. All right, so in the chat, you're going to have access to the script. So you always know how to send, what the conversation should be. Part of the qualify and write this down is to, and actually I'm gonna change this for a second. Part of this process, or a big part of this process, is this. I want you to pull out their pain. Right? Like I want you to pull out their pain and the goal. The goals. Their pain and their goals. Pain and goals. That's critical. That's critical because somebody has to feel you're gonna have to stir up some pain in order to really, like, they got to feel like they want something. They got to feel like they're missing something. If they don't feel like they're missing something, why would they have incentive to take action? One square left. And so that's the conversion. That's the chat conversion script. So that was in the chat. So if you missed it, scroll back up. But this is the last piece of the puzzle. Last piece of the puzzle is this. You're gonna have people who are not going to respond to you, or you're gonna have some people who are they call it getting ghosted. So some people are gonna ghost you, right? So what I want you to do is this is number 5, 24-hour follow-up. I want you to follow with them in 24 hours. I usually like to send a little funny meme saying that I'm waiting. So I usually do this. My recommendation for the follow-up is use humor. Sometimes people think it's just too much pressure or too serious. So if you use humor, that's a good thing.